So I've already been crying, but they're just happy to hear.
Yes, yes, yes.
You're so excited. I love microphones too. I would first like to recognize my guests that came from all over the place. My mom is here today. Auntie Gloria. My cousin Angie is here. And Shannon is here today, my other cousin. And they're from Alabama and Delaware. Outside of my blood family, if you will, I have my friend Mary right there. She came today. I'm very excited to have her here. Katie is here today. And the other Katie is here today. These are my teammates. Some of them, they're all from back on my feet. So pretty excited to have them here today. Sister Lorick asked me to do this around the time that I was having an awakening, I learned so much about myself, and in the past year that I feel more alive than I thought. I was already living my best life. I thought I was. I looked at her and said, when she asked me to do this, I looked at her and I said, I don't have a story, and she patted me on my back. You know how gentle she is. She patted me on my back and she said, yes, you do. And submissively, I said, okay. And so I went home and I thought about it and I said, it's time. It's time to speak my truth. And I'm going to sit me through. I'm going to give you this one thing.
Take your time. Do you need a hug?
I'm okay, thank you, but I love it, thank you. It's taken through a whirlwind of emotions, but I'm here today because of God. His grace and mercy, I can stand to say today and say that I'm so full of joy.
Yes.
And I've been able to resolve so many negative things in my life. And I really thank God for it. Revelations 12:11, it says that they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. So today I have a testimony. My story is very personal. But I'm going to share this with you all. And I'm going to be vulnerable. And I've learned what it means to be vulnerable. And the risks involved, and I'm human. And if you've led a perfect life or if you've never sinned, you may not be able to relate. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Matthew 7. Here's the other disclaimer right here. I'll put it out here. Matthew 7, chapter verses 1 through 5. It says, do not judge others, and you will not be judged. For you will be treated as you treat others. The standard that you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged. And why worry about a speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own? How can you think of saying to your friend, let me help you get rid of that speck in your eye when you can't see past the log in your own? Hypocrite. First get rid of the log in your own eye. Then you will see enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye. I'm going to share my story because I believe what has now taken me 39 years may deliver someone else in 20 minutes. For the younger girls, being vulnerable means that I'm going to expose my truth, regardless of how bad it may seem. I'm not concerned about being judged by anyone in this room. I'm exercising my faith in that this is the path that God has chosen for me, and regardless of how difficult it's been to follow. I know that in the end, if I stay with God, I will not fail.
Amen.
Being vulnerable has freed me. John 8:32 says, then you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free.
That's right.
Vulnerability started with me and my older sister sharing our before and after pictures. I'm still in the after, but, or maybe the before, I don't know. But I just remember looking at this picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, nobody told me. Nobody told me. It was a mess. I didn't know what I was doing to myself, you know? I was very spoiled. I would put it out there like that, okay? But, you know, those pictures just opened up some different things. And but then when I came here to Inner City as my new home congregation, it began again this openness and vulnerability with the younger ladies and the young girls coming to me and being very candid. And that was when I said to myself, you know what, I'm 38 at the time. And this is so beautiful. And what was beautiful was that I found my purpose, you know? And so today I'm gonna speak this truth here. Since this is a mother and daughter event, I would like to speak briefly about my mother. I was sharing this with her yesterday that I feel like she's the girl version of Johnny Appleseed. And chopping wood, building fires, finding plants, replanting them on her own property, which meant if she saw them in the woods, she probably went and got it off of somebody else's property. And, you know, a great cook, except when you burn. She's an amazing seamstress, ladies. I'm just letting you know she's an amazing seamstress. And a great cheerleader. And do you know that she still allows me to put my head in her lap? Doing well. And there have been times that I wish that she would visit when I was sick, you know, or at least I would be home with sickness, just for a brief moment, just to have that. Because, you know, teens to the teenagers, you know, listen up. No matter how many times that your mom has made you mad, or you wish you had a different mom, or you wish you lived somewhere else, or whatever, can nobody take care of you like your mom. Make sure you honor her and you cherish her. And that wasn't my idea. That was God's idea in Ephesians 6:1-3.
Yes.
And it says, children, obey your parents because you belong to the Lord. For this is the right thing to do. Honor your father and your mother. This is the first commandment with a promise. If you honor your father and mother, things will go well with you, and you will have a long life on earth. Okay? My mother's pretty cool. Each year she tells me what she was doing the day I was born. She did a great job raising a lady the best she knew how. In preparing for this event, I realized I was like her in so many ways. And maybe like 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have admitted that. But today is different. My mom is definitely not a pink girl, but she's a purple girl. And that's the kind of girl that I am. Definitely a lady, sometimes a little rough on the edge, you know. A beautiful balance. My mom is fearless, but sometimes I'm afraid that she doesn't always recognize it. She's too busy worrying about others and forgetting to take care of herself. And that's, you know, something that a lot of us do. You know, taking care of ourselves is a must. And if you don't take care of yourself, you'll be unable to take care of anyone else, right? I still believe that my mom is a superwoman, though. My mom was in her prime. She was playing softball, y'all. Let me tell you, she's pretty good too. And she didn't slide into third base. She literally dove. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, yes. And I remember when I ran my first marathon, my younger sister texted me, and I was at mile 19, and my younger sister texted me, and I texted her back, and it was just a sad face, right? I didn't know what was going on down near the finish. I didn't know what was going on. I know I had 7.2 miles to go. My legs were jacked up. And Katie, I remember Katie came out of nowhere, and Katie was rubbing my legs, because I just did not, what did I run out of lactic acid or did I have too much? Whatever happened, it was murder. I didn't know I was going to get off the hill. Katie came, and it was pretty awesome. But my mom was, apparently that sad face I sent with a tear to my younger sister, my mom's at the bottom, wherever that was, you know, near the harbor, we'll just say. And all of a sudden, I thought I was hallucinating. I got to like mile 24. She probably had to hike a good 2.5 miles, find her way. But she made it to me, and I thought I was hallucinating, And this is how my mom is. My younger sister would be like, Mom was like, if I could just bring the finish line. She could move the concrete, She really did that for me. But she was there, and it's pretty awesome. I love you so much, Mom. And although I'm not a mom per se, I realize the sacrifices that you made for us and how hard you worked. And I definitely appreciate you more now than I did then. And although you would like to see me dressier and wear high heels, you're a nature girl daughter who believes in comfort. Don't ever trade me for the world. You have helped mold me and shape me into the woman I am today. So here's to you. All right. Is there anyone from the dirt roads of the South? Just wondering. Anybody from the dirty South? Oh, okay. Well, my grandparents, they lived on 32 acres of land. And do you know? 40, excuse me. My bad. Do you know what a kid can do with that much space? All right. I believe the best parts of my childhood happened in 2 or 3 month increments when all the cousins got together at our grandparents. I'm talking dirt bomb fights, swimming in ditches after summer rain, catching frogs, eating watermelon and sugar cane and whatever else was on the land. And so there was so much to get into. And scars, they were nothing new to me, not scars. On my right forearm here, I have a scar from, I think I was playing on the bed, my mom was curling her hair, and I got burned with the curling iron. I'm glad you're natural now. Under my chin here, I went down the slide head first. That's the only way to go. I got burned on my left breast by a radiator, water burn. I don't know why my grandmother thought she could open that up after the car just ran. She saw my uncle open it up one time, but she didn't think that the car was like sitting for a few hours. So when you open up the radiator cap, water spews out. Don't open up the radiator cap. I don't care if you've seen it done before, don't do it. So I got burned really bad. My knees, they're scraped up from training for my first marathon. I just felt like the sidewalks knew I was coming and they would ride. And on my right wrist, it's really faded now though, but I won't forget that I got the whooping of my life, by my mom. She got me. And my cousin, her son, right here, my auntie's son. Me and my cousin, we decided that, well, we told our parents, we were like, we're going to the store. That's all we said. Now, my grandparents lived in Georgia. We wanted to go get some firecrackers. And in the country, they're not caring about who gets firecrackers. Back then, it didn't matter. You got to be a certain age now. So, we went to the store, but we went to the Florida State line. On our bike. Chased by dogs, thirsty. We probably would have made it free. We would have stopped at Miss Lenny Wade's house to get some water. But that was probably the worst woman of my life. My mom in her prime. Kicking off sandals, she got, put a dress on. That one. Working on my life. And it was with a switch. I don't know if you 21st century moms know about that. I'm okay. However, some scars are not so common. Perhaps the most painful scars are the ones that you cannot see. The scars that are on the most inner parts of me, my heart and soul, my emotional scars. The scars of rejection, my dad, he didn't say I love you a lot. It wasn't because I love you, but it was because of his dad, and it was just like this thing. My dad told me he loves me all the time. The scars of feeling worthlessness, sometimes my mom would say, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. And I didn't I started to internalize that, and I was like, oh my goodness. The scars of dreams broken, I was gonna have 2 degrees, married, 2 children, by the age of 30, nope.